This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan. With your host, Bradley Summers. And get the latest from Alpena Community College with ACC President Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Bradley Summers, and today my first guest is Cindy Johnson from the Huron Humane Society.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, Cindy. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm always excited to have you and, of course, your furry friends with us.
We have two furry friends today. These little guys are 6 weeks old. There's three more that look just like them. But this is Sidra and Astria.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, and they're up for pre-adoption, and they'll be ready to go home in about 2 weeks.
So they're about 6 weeks old?
They are 6 weeks old.
Oh, geez. Yeah, this one's very vocal.
Yeah, well, we separated the mom from them yesterday because the mom was just like done. Like she was over it. Some moms go longer than others, but she was just... And they start getting cranky with the kittens. You go, okay. Okay.
So if someone wanted to adopt these beautiful little creatures, how do they go about doing that?
Come in and see us, put in an application. If the application is approved, you can pre-adopt. You pre-adopt the kitten, and when it's ready to go, it's yours. We don't hold animals, so if you see an animal that you like, I'm going to put them up here. If you see an animal that you like, don't assume it's going to be there when you come back, because we adopt animals really quickly sometimes. So we don't like people to be heartbroken.
And with that adoption, it's not just adopting an animal, coming in, picking up the animal, but you have up-to-date vaccinations, you test for infectious and contagious diseases, and of course they get the spay and neuter certificate to actually go and get those services performed.
And that's free to them. And they get a free vet visit card too. So the free vet visit card pays for the office call. So there's whatever vet they go to, whatever the price of the office call is, it's covered as well. So, you know, it's $75, like for a kitten, it's $75, and then we take a $50 refundable deposit so that you use that spay and neuter certificate, and we refund that once you give us proof that that was done.
Oh, I haven't had a kitten in a while, and I forget how they're like Velcro.
Yes, they are.
Well, you know, in our community too, there's a lot of opportunities for us to, you know, for us as nonprofit leaders to come up with ideas to be creative in the fundraising realm of what we're trying to do. I see one really awesome opportunity that you have right now is a partnership with Hopside Brewery.
Yes, Hopside from April. No, May until October, I think it runs. So any beer that they sell in their facility, they put aside a certain amount. I think it's, and don't quote me, but I think it's 25 cents a beer. And then they divide it up amongst the 3 local shelters. So us, Animal Control, and Second Chance will benefit from that each month.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So it's fantastic.
And that's great. It's working with other entities in the community that are doing very similar services.
Yeah, we are thrilled.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, and of course, I know you just ended one of your Bissell clear the adoption event, correct?
Empty the shelter. Yes.
Empty the shelter. And one thing too that you have, I know, was the partnership with Walmart and Target.
Yes.
With the Roundup.
Yes, and we just had a meeting with Walmart the other day. They're trying to get more active with nonprofits in the community. So they're going to try to get themselves involved in some of our events, like either come and help at the events or provide snacks and water for the events, whatever we can come up with. So I think that's really fantastic. And then, of course, at Walmart, too, we joined the Roundup program. So if you're at Walmart, either online or in the store, you can round up your purchase. If it's, you know, $7.75, round up to $8, and we get that quarter.
Yeah.
So, and it adds up.
And it really does add up. I mean, you know, a lot of Roundup events are just so incredible because just even that like 9 cents or 25 cents or 5 cents, you know, if we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people doing those things, it equates to a lot of money.
It does, and it really helps nonprofits when those are soft fundraisers that there's not a whole lot that goes into them, but they bring in dollars to help us.
Well, and I'm sure you're still taking bottle donations.
Bottles, our bottle drive is 24/7, 365 days a year. Yeah, so if anyone has empty bottles, bring them to us. If you don't want to come out to the shelter, give us a call. We'll pick them up. If you live like within 5 miles of the shelter, we'll come and get them. Or even board members or staff, if you live by us, put them on our porch. We'll get them there.
And it's really simple too. You have a nice fenced area in there and just drop them
Drop them in. Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And all of these fundraising events and all the opportunities that we're talking about, the roundups, the bottles, everything, it's to buy the supplies to just keep the business going.
Yeah. Yes. People, and you know that nonprofits we have the same costs that everyone else does, and we have to fundraise to cover those, plus accomplish our mission. That little kitten has the sneezes. So, you know, it takes more money than people think it does to accomplish our mission. I mean, like last year, and we just did our 990, so, you know, I was working on stuff with those last night. I mean, we spent over $50,000 last year in just vet care. Wow. Just vet care. And that doesn't include anything that we do in-house, because we do blood tests, we do tests for feline leukemia, we give vaccinations. All of that is separate from the vet care is more for emergency, you know, critical care sort of things that animals go through. And you need to do it. You can't say to the animal, you know, hey, I'm sorry you broke your leg, we're not fixing it. You fix it. So, yeah.
Well, and I see too, you know, a wonderful opportunity for volunteers, which I know you're always looking for as well, is having some businesses coming in to have a, you know, like Nicolay National Bank, coming in and having a, you know, a day where the employees were able to do some team building and help out a great cause.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. And Nicolay Bank actually, for an entire month, once a day took cats into the bank, so the cats got out of the facility, they got to socialize with people, and then they fundraised, you know, and asked for supplies for the shelter too. So all of that stuff might not seem like a lot to most people, but boy, it means the world to us, and it means the world to the animals who get a chance to get out of the shelter and a chance to get adopted, which we did several that way, so including to a couple of the bank members.
Well, if anybody's out there and watching, please stop by your location on Woodward Avenue. Come and visit these wonderful kitties and their brothers and sisters and all the other animals that you have there for adoption. And as always, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Stay tuned after the break for Mary Crittenden from Northeast Michigan Community Mental Health. Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Mary Crittenden from the Northeast Michigan Community Mental Health Authority here in Alpena. Yes. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have you on the show. Just who you are, you know, the wonderful support that you give in the community and the wonderful things that you do and what you bring to community mental health and what's going on here in northeastern Michigan. You know, one of the things that we kind of discussed a little bit before the show started was, you know, a brief rundown of some of the services and things that you do here in our community and the other communities that you serve.
Yeah. So, as we discussed a little bit, in years past, we've really been seen as a silent partner in the communities that we serve. So we are really trying to get away from that and have our community members know what we do and that we are here available for services and support to individuals. So Northeast Michigan Community Mental Health Authority, it's a mouthful. Also, we're known as the local CMH. We provide services to Alcona, Alpena, Montmorency, and Presque Isle counties, and we provide comprehensive mental and behavioral health services to specialty populations, which include adults who have a serious mental illness, children with a serious emotional disturbance, and individuals who have an intellectual or developmental disability. Now, the really cool thing is, even though we have these specialty populations that we provide services to, we have 24/7 crisis services. These are available to absolutely anybody in the community. During our regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, individuals can actually just show up at our main office on 400 Johnson Street, and they can be seen by a mental health clinician if they are in crisis. Individuals in the community can also call us at our main number. It's 989-356-2161 at any time to access our crisis services. So it's not uncommon for individuals to come to CMH for crisis or as a starting point to initiate mental or behavioral health services. Sometimes they do not receive services from us, but we are more than welcome to do a warm handoff to the community if there's alternative resources or services that would be better suitable for the individual.
Absolutely. And you know, we were discussing too that, you know, there's such a huge need for your services in our area and the surrounding areas, you know, and I commend you and your large staff. You know, you employ a lot of really wonderful people, you know, that really have the best interests of the people they work with at heart. You know, and it's incredible to just learn about a lot of the resources that you do have, and the partnerships and collaborations are so imperative. You know, I know this is May, so this is Mental Health Awareness Month. One big event that you have coming up is your Mental Health Awareness 5K Run Walk, correct?
Yeah. So Mental Health Awareness Month is actually recognized throughout the United States, has been since 1949. Just to put it into perspective, according to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, also known as NAMI, 1 in 5 adults have a mental illness. Less than half actually receive treatment, and 1 in 20 have a serious mental illness. So this is a really nice opportunity for us to have designated time to promote mental health resources and services, to help also reduce mental health stigma and let the community know that there is available supports in place. So the 5K has been something that we've been wanting to do for a few years now. This was the year we said we are going to make it happen, we're going to launch it. So we are thrilled to be able to bring our communities together in hopes to connect one another and promote mental health.
Well, and just kind of talking about those partnerships and collaborations, all the donations from this event will be bestowed to the Hope Shores Alliance here in Alpena.
Yeah, so Hope Shores Alliance is a wonderful local organization. They actually have the same service catchment area as us, with the exception they also provide services to Iosco County. So they're a local organization that supports individuals who have experienced domestic violence. So we are thrilled that all of the proceeds will be donated back to them. They will also be available the day of the event to have information on site regarding their services. Awesome.
And to register, you know, you can go to your wonderful website, or I see there are some links too on your Facebook page.
Yeah, so we have a Facebook event page, our website. People can actually stop in at the office and register. We have, registration is $20 per individual. Children 11 and under are free. And we do have groups of 4 a discount for $60. Scholarships are also available for anybody who would be interested in those.
And I see too that even if you're in a wheelchair or use a roller or any of those things too that may assist people to just participate are also going to be celebrated.
Yes, it's an inclusive course, so we're very pleased to have that. I just really want to emphasize this is a run walk, so you can be an avid runner, a novice runner, somebody who likes to wake up on Saturday morning to go for a walk. All skill levels and abilities are welcome. It is a completely paved course and is wheelchair and stroller accessible.
And really, I mean, the basis of having this event too, of course, is to raise awareness for the services that you provide, but it's really just to get people to come out, do something healthy and fun as a family or with your friends, and just support a wonderful thing in our community.
Right, we know connection brings healing, and this is an opportunity for us to bring together our communities in hopes that individuals know that they are not alone, and in hopes to provide them with support that they may otherwise not be receiving.
Awesome. Is there anything else for Mental Health Awareness Month in May that you're doing maybe behind the scenes or out in the community?
I think just additionally, it's really beneficial for individuals in our communities to know what we do, what kind of service array that we provide. We provide intensive targeted case management. We provide physician services, outpatient therapy. We have incredible employment programs. We also have 9 residential group homes for individuals with intellectual or developmental disabilities. We have a really cool program for supported independence that allows individuals with an intellectual or developmental disability to live independently with supports. We are out working with people in the community to maintain their self-sufficiency. So there's tons that we do that I think a lot of our community members aren't even aware of. So I encourage them to reach out to us if they have any interest in our services. They're also outlined on our agency website as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I thank you for being at the forefront of mental health and behavioral issue services in our community and breaking down the barriers and, getting rid of that stigma of being a silent partner. I think, what you do needs to be applauded, and more people, obviously a lot of people are taking focus of what you're doing, but, more and more need to really, really step up to support and help out. So thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to a lot more conversations with you, and have a great day.
Yeah, thank you so much. You too.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today as we continue to endeavor the world of the nonprofits here in our community. Take care, have a great Sunday, and stay tuned after the break for the ACC segment.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. It's been a big week at ACC. Last night, Thursday night, we had commencement, and that's always a huge event. We had the Park Arena was absolutely packed. There were 700 chairs on the gym floor, platform that was filled, stands were filled, people were lining the sides of the gymnasium. So just a really wonderful, festive, celebratory event. It was the first that we've had indoors at ACC since COVID hit. 3 years ago, we had a remote online. This was during the early phases of the pandemic when no one really knew how bad it was going to be, just that it was very bad. And we had an online commencement, and that was our response to that situation on the ground at that time. Then 2 years ago, we had a drive-through where people came through in their cars, and we handed them their diplomas, and it was fun and festive. It was rainy and cold that night. I do recall that. We were in a tent in a parking lot. That was 2 years ago. And then last year we were very generously allowed to use the football field at APS. And so we had our commencement there. It was a beautiful night, beautiful setting, but it wasn't on our campus. So last night was the first time in 3 years that we were back in our normal space. It was our 69th commencement, and it was memorable. 2 fellows of the college were named, and that was Tim and Sue Fitzpatrick. Sue is the chair of our ACC Foundation, has been for a decade, I believe, has done wonderful work with that group. That group does wonderful work. And she and Tim have been very generous benefactors of ACC. They have, I think, I shouldn't speak for them, but I think they have a vision for what ACC's role is in the community, and its importance in giving opportunity to people to advance their lives and advance the community. And they have backed that up numerous times with substantial financial support. So very well deserved. It was great to honor them. And it was just fun. You know, folks who have been to our commencements know that our sound quality in the gym has never been quite top-notch. So this year we fixed that. We brought in an outside sound expert, and the sound was wonderful. So that was one of the first things I heard from many folks that have been to our commencements over the years. Hey, the sound was great, and I feel good about that. Wednesday night we had nurses pinning, and that is really commencement and graduation for the nurses, LPNs and RNs, and there were a number of them. Our nursing numbers are up pretty dramatically, which is a good thing. And there was a very neat idea that was hatched by our Director of Alumni Relations, Mary Egan. She had noted or noticed that the nursing program has been at ACC now 50 years. It was the 50th anniversary of its inception. So she and staff worked to locate as many of those 50 as they could, or we could, and reached out to them and invited them back. So in addition to the students who are marching and their families, friends, and loved ones who are in the bleachers or on the floor, there were maybe 50 to 65 alumni nurses from ACC who had graduated, who marched as well. And this really created I guess an inspiring, to me, an inspiring connection between past grads and current grads, illustrates the long-term nature of ACC, its impact, and these people were delighted to be back. And I think there was a great connection between them and our current grads. It was just a lovely event. And then on Sunday, this past Sunday, we had a fire academy graduation, and this was an extremely moving event. There were, I think, 14 graduates. This is training that people who want to be firefighters have to take. Firefighters, it's an obvious thing, but it's worth noting and repeating. Firefighters run into burning homes and save people. So while there weren't a huge number of graduates, Grantham Theater was packed with people who understand the life of a firefighter. And many of them were firefighters. There's a multi-generational reality there, where people who are committed and feel that calling, often, their dad did it, and they do it, and their grandfather did it. So there was a very nice pinning where fathers were pinning sons and daughters, and a very moving event. And today, Friday, we have early college graduation. This is also a really significant event for the college. It reflects the partnership we have with Alpena Public Schools and the evolution, the growth, the importance of early college as a really fundamental stream of students who are applying and tracking into what is a phenomenal opportunity for them and their parents to really get, in many cases, an associate's degree at no cost to them. So this is a great week for ACC. We're kind of running on fumes here, but we'll get through it, and it's a wonderful time. Thank you for watching. See you again next week, and thank you for supporting ACC.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts Bradley Summers and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at WVKB11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production. All rights reserved.